Life is a game, a grand chess match, and whether you know it or not, you are a piece on the board. Most people live and die without ever realizing this. They are not players. They are pieces, moved by invisible hands according to rules they were never taught. They believe in freedom, but their moves are predictable. They chase success, but their path is predetermined. They think they are fighting for themselves, but they are often just being sacrificed in someone else's game. Today, we are going to look at the board. We will decode the 5 types of people, the 5 archetypes that exist in this game of power. By understanding this structure, you will not only see the world with a chilling new clarity, but you will also be faced with a profound choice: to play the game better than anyone else, or to find the courage to walk away from the board entirely. First, you must understand the foundation of all power: the pawns. They are the majority, the 80% of the world that follows the rules, keeps the system running, and moves forward one predictable step at a time. They work the jobs they're told to work, believe the stories they're told to believe, and live for the promise of a safe, secure, and quiet life. The pawn is driven by the most powerful human emotion: fear. The fear of standing out, the fear of uncertainty, the fear of being cast out of the tribe. The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche called this the herd morality, the desire to be safe within the group, even if it means sacrificing your own potential. The pawns are individually the weakest pieces on the board. They are routinely sacrificed. Yet without them, the game cannot be played. All power, corporate, political, cultural, is built upon their consent and their labor. A pawn who becomes aware of the game has the potential for a rare and powerful transformation, but very few ever do. Next are the rooks. These are the pillars of society. They are the diligent managers, the skilled specialists, the brilliant surgeons, the master engineers. They are the 20% who do 80% of the high-level work. They are powerful, efficient, and move in straight, predictable lines with immense force. The rook is a master of a specific system. They thrive on rules, structure, and logic. Their weakness is what psychologists call cognitive rigidity. They are geniuses within their defined lane. But when the rules of the game suddenly change, when a new technology disrupts their industry, or a crisis demands a completely new way of thinking, they are often the first to become obsolete. They are powerful, but they are not flexible. Think of a highly successful old-school lawyer who has mastered the law of the land. When a new disruptive technology like AI begins to automate his work, he doesn't adapt. He dismisses it. He is a master of the current game, but he cannot see the new game that is about to begin. In the quiet corners of the board, we find the knights. For a long time, they can seem irrelevant, underestimated. They don't move in straight lines. Their path is strange, unpredictable. They jump over walls. The knight is the archetype of the creative disruptor, the innovator, the artist. They connect ideas that no one else sees a link between. They are driven by curiosity and a relentless need to explore uncharted territory. Think of the college dropout who starts a tech company in their garage, the artist who creates a new genre of music, or the thinker who challenges a long-held scientific belief. This is the power of what is called asymmetric thinking. While the rooks are perfecting the existing system, the knights are creating a new one. Their path is dangerous. One wrong move can lead to failure, but they are the true engines of change and progress in the world. The most powerful and versatile piece in the game is the queen. The queen understands all the rules of the board and has mastered them completely. She can move in any direction. She is a master of both linear, rook-like execution and diagonal, bishop-like influence. The queen represents the mastery of Machiavellian intelligence. This isn't about being evil. It's about understanding the systems of power and influence and being able to navigate them with ease. They are the master CEOs, the brilliant political strategists, the power brokers who operate at the highest levels of the game. They are not bound by the limited moves of the other pieces. They have achieved a level of freedom and power within the system that others can only dream of. But even the Queen, for all her power, serves a higher purpose on the board: to protect the king. So, who is the king? The one piece everyone else is programmed to die for? Here is the greatest secret of the game. The king is not a person. The king is the system. It is the central idea, the sacred belief, the status quo that the entire game is designed to protect. It is the economic system. It is the political order. It is the cultural narrative. It is the invisible set of rules that all the other pieces have been conditioned to accept as reality. The king is the one thing you are not supposed to question. The pawns die for it, the rooks work for it, the knights innovate for it, and the queens maneuver to control it. The people you think of as being in power are often just queens. They have immense power, but only within the rules of the game. The true power is the game itself. So, if life is a chess game, and the game itself is the ultimate power, what is the winning move? Here is the most profound strategy of all. The only winning move is not to play. This is not a call for revolution or for dropping out of society. It is a call for a profound internal shift in consciousness. This is the ultimate wisdom of the Taoists and the Stoics. The person who exits the game is not a hermit. They are someone who has achieved what the Stoics called an inner citadel. They can still move through the world. They can be a pawn, a rook, or even a queen when necessary. But their inner peace, their sense of self, is no longer dependent on winning or losing. Here is the practical, 3-step guide to how you do it. Step 1. Redefine your scorecard, from external to internal. The game has a clear scorecard: promotions, job titles, social status, wealth. As long as you are using the game's scorecard, you will always be its player. The first step is to consciously create your own. You must decide that a win for your day is something different, something you can control. Maybe a win is acting with integrity, even when it's hard. Maybe it's being fully present with your family for 1 hour, with no phone. Maybe it's maintaining your inner peace when the world is chaotic. You are moving the goalposts from a place you can't control, the external world, to the one place you have absolute power, your inner world. Step 2. Detach from your peace. You are not your role. The game traps you by making you believe that you are your peace. If your pawn gets sacrificed, for example, you get laid off, you feel like a failure. If your rook is blocked, such as your project fails, you feel worthless. The second step is to practice non-identification. You are not your job title. You are not your bank account. You are not your social status. These are just the pieces you are currently moving on the board. The great philosopher Alan Watts spoke of seeing through the social game. You can practice this through mindfulness. When you succeed, observe the feeling of success without letting it define your entire identity. When you fail, observe the feeling of failure without letting it crush you. You are not the piece. You are the calm, quiet awareness that is watching the piece move. Step 3. Become the player. Play with skill, not fear. The moment your happiness no longer depends on the outcome of the game, you become a much better player. When you know your true self is not at risk, you can move your pieces with a calm, strategic power. You can take the creative risks of a knight because you are not afraid to fail. You can move with the linear power of a rook because your ego is not on the line. You can even navigate the world with the influence of a queen. But you are doing it with a sense of playfulness and detachment, not desperation. You find your freedom not by winning, but by realizing that your true self is not on the board. It is the wisdom, that is watching the entire game unfold. So I ask you, which piece are you? Are you the pawn, following the path laid out for you? Are you the rook, mastering a single line of work? Are you the knight, jumping over walls and creating new paths? Or are you the queen, mastering the game itself? All of these roles have their power and their purpose, but the deepest wisdom lies in the final question. Are you ready to stop being a piece in someone else's game and become the player of your own?